Welcome back to another episode of the Dodgeball Dudes. I'm Peter and that's Phil, and today we're going to be reacting to Malaysians dodging balls. So we're watching a game from 2020, Earthshakers versus Valkyries, and we're going to be specifically focusing on dodging and how Malaysian players dodge and what we can learn from the dodgers that you can apply to your own dodgers.
Malaysian players are known for their really good dodging skills. They're really light on their feet. They have really quick movements.
They're just overall really good dodgers. Let's react!
Let's react! Yeah, so really in terms of dodging, it's like dodging is going left, going right, going down and jumping up. Normally, to my knowledge, to be really good at dodging is just big lateral movements. Yeah, really good. So he dodged and he jumped. So maybe always have a second direction ready. Be aware of the players you're standing next to. Be aware of the space that you have. And you can go up, down, left, right. Because if you get faked out, then you can do another dodge afterwards. I think also knowing how they throw. If their throwing is like really straight, commit more to lateral dodges. But if the dodges curve, keep in mind which way it curves. Does it float or does it curve this way? Does it curve that way? Does it like dip down onto you? So you need to know who you're versing. You have to adapt.
Have a dodging direction in mind, but don't fixate on just that direction because you might jump that way, but then the ball might go in that direction. So then you need to be ready to duck low to avoid getting hit. Oh, that's Piong on the right wing. Or their left wing. Ooh, good hit. But we're not analysing that.
No, we're not analysing that at all. Bad dodge. Because they had 5.
Oh shit, I've never seen Piong so angry. Piong, if you're watching this right now, I'm a huge fan of you. Don't take any insults to heart. We love you.
Yes. Love you, Piong. Love you long time. A jump. Another jump. Whoa.
A lot of jumping.
Yeah. See, I never know when to jump. And I feel like maybe because I don't have a lot of air time, so it's just easy to go down. I only started jumping recently because people know I go low. So now I jump. Do you reckon jumping requires less energy?
I don't know. I feel like if you're heavier, jumping will take more energy.
Yeah. But if you're not, and if you're really light...
Yeah, like I feel like I'm really light, so jumping for me, I mean, everything for me is okay. But I don't know, I still get drained.
If anyone has tips on knowing when to jump, leave it in the comments below because I never know.
Whoa! Oh! Let's jump.
Yeah.
Very good reflex from across court.
Wow, he really likes going, really low. I mean, if you're not going to counter rush, I think there's nothing wrong with it. Except you're really planted.
You're really defensed.
So if you're planted and it's like a 1v something situation and they have 2 balls and if they use the widest angle and if you're planted like that, and if they're accurate, it's
really hard to knock it out. 69.
Wow.
Just yeeted that ball.
Yeah. Wow. Big lateral left. Big lateral right. So big on the right lateral to the point where he's behind the right wing.
Good awareness of space though,
Yeah.
not to like jump into him.
I reckon a really good tip in terms of dodging is let's say I'm playing left wing and you're playing left support, so you're on just sitting right next to me and they're throwing at me, but because they're throwing at me, they're not throwing at you. Sometimes the support doesn't move because like the ball's not going to hit me, so I'm not going to move. But as a support player, I reckon they should dodge to the right to give me space to dodge more.
The difference of like 1 meter of space could mean your life.
Something I also used to do, I might do it every now and then. If I have a feeling they're going to go for me, I'll dodge in front of my support. But I have to do it at the right time. Because if you don't do it at the right time, then you're baiting a ball to hit your teammate as well. And if you think about it, instead of dodging it just this way, you're dodging this way. You have like a lot more space to play around with. So
I feel like at that point you're dodging on like the x-axis, the y-axis, and the z-axis.
True.
It's like if you jump to the side diagonally, it's like you're jumping that way.
Yeah, that is so true. Let that rattle in your noggin.
I noticed a lot of those jumps as well. Like a lot of the good players, they jump up and go horizontal.
What is that? Is that to maintain a bit more airtime?
To maintain more airtime, but also to clear their legs from getting hit.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you jump and you just tuck your feet in like this, it could still nick. But if you turn your body to the side, it's like you're clearing even more space.
Yeah.
So it's like you're getting more elevation off the ground.
Yeah, so where your body is used to be, it's not even there anymore.
I think the point is just to get as much space off the ground.
Yeah.
So that the ball doesn't hit you.
Oh! Massive fake from the center guy and a massive shot on the left. That's a cracker.
Made him dodge to his right.
Yeah.
If you've seen our 5 levels of faking video, you can fake with dodgeballs, but you can also fake with dodging. You can pretend to dodge left or pretend to dodge up or down, and that will potentially make the opponents think that you're gonna dodge low or jump high. So then you go the opposite of what they do.
A lot of like body language faking, right? It's like, it looks like you're about to jump, but then you just like go pancake on the floor, stuff like that. Before we continue, I'd like to try an experiment. I would like for you at home to share the How to Play Dodgeball official rules video. We released it about 2 weeks ago. I showed it to a friend the other day and I just literally blew his mind with a 4-minute video. So let's have our tight-knit small dodgeball community expand a little bit by everyone just sharing that video.
Just send it to one person.
Just one person, and then see how they react. If you like this video so far, you know what to do.
Nice. It's not just like dodging laterally, but it's also turning your body as well.
Yeah.
To make yourself even such a smaller target, because their perspective, you're like this, but then when you turn to the side, you're like even thinner.
Yeah. And what I only just noticed is like in Sydney where we play, maybe like 80% of all the dodgeball players wear knee pads, but these guys, some of them aren't even wearing knee pads and they don't use their knees, which is really interesting to me.
Maybe that's the key to becoming a better dodger. Because I think when you have knee pads, it's so easy to just drop on the floor to dodge. Without knee pads, you squat more. So like I noticed 69, he was really low, but he's also on his feet. So I think that allows him to be a bit more reactive. Whereas if you're on your knees, you have to do another step by getting on your feet and then moving.
Yeah.
So
I want to watch him like getting rushed back, because whenever I get rushed back, I like, drop to my knees and do that type of blocking.
yeah, he's just like running backwards and
then just like
side to sides.
doing a squat when you need to squat. That way you can get up faster. The positioning is very interesting. It's like, oh, I'm going to leave a lot of space here. Maybe making them think that I'm going to jump here because there's a lot of space here. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a psychological play. And then when he goes to... He's like, yeah, just dodge a little bit here. But like, if I'm on the other side, I would
You would want to target over here because there's so many people,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah. Fully overanalyzing that. Because I was like, why would they be in that position?
But I think that's a intentional thing.
Yeah.
Like it's not by accident.
Yeah.
I'd say one symptom of getting out is dodging too early. Because if you dodge when the ball is just releasing their hand or right before they're about to swing their arm and you've dodged to the right, then they can readjust their throw to throw at you.
If I'm right-handed and I'm throwing and my motion is going in this direction, you don't want to be dodging in this direction. Because if you dodge in this direction, I can choose when to release and time it perfectly to your dodges. The more ideal dodging direction should be the opposite side of which way I'm throwing. If I've gone past the point of where I can release and you've dodged past this way, I definitely can't hit you and I'll have to go for the next person instead or completely miss.
I guess a simple formula is if they're right-handed, then dodging left is easier. And if they're left-handed, then dodging right is easier.
Yes. Once it's out of their hands, I think that's the most ideal dodge. And I think they say something to do with like, it's like reaction time and like how fast you can process what's happening to what your body does.
But it ends up being very muscle memory. Like when you've dodged for so long, it just becomes natural. You know when the ball's going to hit you based on the speed. It's such like you're doing all these calculations in your head in the moment, but you don't realize it.
Even before that, you have to like figure out who's throwing, who's faking, and which one is going to go for you. And then if you finally target the ball that's going to you, do you have enough time to do a dodge to dodge it successfully? Yeah. I think maybe a way to get better at dodging, if we were to give you guys a drill, would be literally a firing range of your teammates and one person that can only move in a specific parameter and you just dodge. Out of 10, how many can you dodge? I think also another drill to do is when you're actually playing on the dodgeball court, just actively remember to dodge a certain direction. That way, if something does happen, maybe like your brain is like, oh, I said this, let's just move this way just in case. Maybe if you don't think of which way you're gonna dodge, you might not dodge at all and you just stand there being a free target. which you don't want that. Another drill, which might be really good for dodging, in my opinion, if you're a really good dodger, but you seem to be getting out later on in the game, is because you're getting tired. So your commitment to your dodging is lowered. I reckon a drill to help you get better at dodging is to work on your endurance. I remember having a drill where it's like basically you have someone stand there and then another person would say left, and then they quickly dodge left and then they go back to the center. So it's like a square, they're in the middle. It's left, jump, right, and then you just do it to whatever they say. And it is tiring, and it's meant to be tiring, but it's meant to improve your endurance to dodge, I suppose. Yeah,
I like that. I feel like that voice becomes internalized. So like when you play dodgeball, you say left in your head, and then you dodge left when it needs to happen.
If you were to do that over a long period of time, you're definitely going to get way better at dodging, and your endurance is much longer.
There's this one quote that I heard from a commentator. It doesn't matter how good you look as long as you don't get hit. You don't have to look cool when you're dodging. I think sometimes even I fall into the trap because I want to rewatch the footage and see how cool it looked. If you do a mad jump and you still get hit, then it doesn't really matter. So yeah, don't get hit.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Dodgeball Dudes. I'm Phil, and this is Peter. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, click on that notification bell so that we know that you know that you we know that you like the content, and we'll keep creating the content for your viewing pleasure and for our content creation pleasure.
You like pleasure, don't you?
Yeah, I love pleasure. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
If you want to see more videos from us, click over here for our most recent video, and click over here for a video that YouTube recommends that you'd like, that YouTube thinks that you'd like.